Have you ever just stopped for a second and really listened to what's going on inside your own head? It can feel like a real paradox in there, right? Well, you are definitely not alone. Our minds are these incredibly complex, beautiful, and sometimes confusing places. And today, we're going to unpack that very paradox. I mean, think about it. Even right now, as you're listening to me, your mind is probably producing this wild, chaotic mix of thoughts, images, maybe what you're going to have for dinner later, and that constant inner chatter. It's like a 24/7 broadcast system that we all live with every single day. But this brings up a really fascinating question, doesn't it? If there's all this noise, all this chaos, then who is the you that's aware of it all? Who's the one that's listening to that inner monologue? That's the central mystery we're diving into today. All right, so let's start by exploring that observer. But to really understand who's doing the listening, we first have to appreciate the sheer scale of what it's listening to. Let's call it the mind's inner storm. And just look at this. This is just a small sample of what our minds are juggling at any given moment. You've got fantasies bumping up against judgments, you've got these contradictory impulses, and of course, those endless questions. It's all swirling around in there at once. It's no wonder we can feel a little overwhelmed sometimes. So how on earth do we navigate this inner storm? Well, it turns out we're not just passively getting hit by all this mental weather. We are actively involved in making sense of it. And we do that because we create our own meanings. This right here is such a fundamental idea. The world doesn't just come with these neat little pre-packaged meaning labels on everything. Nope, we're the ones generating the meaning from the inside out. And this is a really crucial point to get. An event, an object, a person. They don't contain a message that they just beam over to you. Your mind is the message factory. You are the source of the meaning that you perceive in literally everything around you. Now, this process of self-generated meaning, it leads us to this beautiful, kind of mind-bending paradox. And it's perfectly captured by this idea of the hand drawing the hand. This is one of the most powerful metaphors for understanding our own consciousness. It points to this incredible self-creating loop, a process that is somehow simultaneously creating itself. And this image just illustrates it perfectly, doesn't it? This classic M.C. Escher drawing shows two hands, and each one is drawing the other into existence. It's an amazing visual for the relationship between our mind and our brain. The physical brain, yeah, it shapes our thoughts. But our thoughts, the meanings we create, they physically reshape our brain in return. They are locked in this constant co-creating dance. So get this, you're not just a passenger watching the movie of your life. You are an actor in the movie while also being the director, constantly tweaking the script. We are both the process and the ones shaping that very process. It's a wild thought. Okay, but if we're directing the show, can we actually trust the narrator? This is where things get really tricky. Let's talk about our very unreliable inner narrator. Here's a key distinction we all need to make. On one side, you have the system. That's your whole self, the entire totality of your physical and emotional experience, the whole shebang. But on the other side, you have the observer, and that's just the story you tell yourself about your experience. The mistake we all make is thinking that little narrator is the real us, when really, it's just one small and often pretty biased part. And just how unreliable are we talking about? Well, get a load of this. Studies have shown that over 90% of therapy clients have admitted to lying to their therapists. So that inner storyteller that we trust so completely, it's not always committed to the plain and simple truth. So why? Why is it so unreliable? Well, because its primary motivation isn't always accuracy. More often than not, its job is to act as a spin doctor. It edits, it omits, it reframes reality, all to help us avoid emotional pain and to maintain a more comfortable, preferred story about who we think we are. So, if our inner narrator is a spin doctor, who or what on earth can we trust to guide us? This brings us to the solution. And it's a powerful and incredibly reliable guide, using love as our compass. Now, we're not talking about love as just a fleeting emotion or something from a romantic comedy. We're using a very specific, actionable definition here, drawn from the breakthrough work of Dr. Michael Lukens. It's committed benevolent interest, or CBI for short. Think of it less as a feeling you fall into
and more as a guiding principle, an orientation you actively choose. And this brings us right back to the ultimate question we've been building towards this whole time. If you can't always trust that voice in your head, that narrator, where do you turn for your truth?
The answer is your conscience. But, and this is the most important part, you can trust it when it's guided by that committed, benevolent interest. CBI acts like a clarifying lens for your inner world. It helps you cut through all the narrator's spin and all the mind's noise, and it lets you discern your own truth. This is how you reclaim the personal power to see, moment by moment, why your conscience really can and should be your ultimate guide.
And this is exactly why defining love so clearly is so vital. It's our compass in the storm. Because without this crystal clear sense of what love is, of what CBI is, we can't hope to hear the clarion call of our conscience, especially in those moments of great stress or crisis, the times when we truly need our best self to step up and show up. So the question I'll leave you with is this: what would change for you if you started navigating your inner world with this compass?